scene to the moment me leave. I'm a real guy you need. From the red to the black to the gold to the white to the green. I'm a real guy you need. And nothing can change me. So nothing can change me. I'm a real guy you need. I live in a foreign country. So nothing can change me. 6 races, beautiful faces. Put your hand them in the air if you're not racist. I pledge myself to honor always. I will never disgrace this. Them want peace and we mop. Wait your mothers, we not get you that. No, no, not one caress. Not a blade of grass. Listen up, 83,000 square miles. Oh my God, we find aisle. Me not tell you no lie. Guyana nice, but no swear for my life. Land of many waters, bring out all the leaders in the sun, them and the daughters. If you want to, we fight. No, no, not at all. I'm a real guy you need. From the time when I step on the scene to the moment me leave. I'm a real guy you need. From the red to the black to the gold to the white to the green. I'm a real guy you need. And nothing can change me. So nothing can change me. I'm a real guy you need. I live in a foreign country. So nothing can change me. We got stop brooks. Allow it tough crook. It now is pretty son about that try act shook. Got a big up GRM, me know I'm a tax look. And when me have the money, me can go for my bank book. Beautiful Guyana, we there in South America. Land of kite, the flora and the fauna. Independent people, so we doing what we wanna. Never violate because you could become a Ghana. Them love we country, all the foreigners, them children salute you. In the Indian temple, long we border, we no want no problem. Never fall, we forever standing. Me love how God make you, would never forsake you. Unique in every way, could I never mistake you. If Guyana was a girl, I surely would date you. That's why them want take you. I'm a real guy you need. From the time when I step on the scene to the moment me leave. I'm a real guy you need. From the red to the black to the gold to the white to the green. I'm a real guy you need. And nothing can change me. So nothing can change me. I'm a real guy you need. I live in a foreign country. So nothing can change me. I'm a real guy you need. From the time when I step on the scene to the moment me leave. I'm a real.
This is Quincy Anderson. You know I love my country. There's no other country better than mine. Welcome to Guyana, land of 6 races, 6 different faces, and we all live in love. Guyana is a beautiful country, no other can compare. Got everything right here, so no other can compare. Guyana is made up of so many natural resources. We don't need no forces, cause we got enough resources. Let's talk about bauxite, gold, diamond, and rice. We got it right here. Guyana ain't going nowhere. We got enough oil too. One Guyana, I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. One Guyana, I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. Hey. Guyana is nice, Guyana is fun, Guyana is clean, Guyana is green, Guyana got oil, Guyana got gold, Guyana got young and Guyana got old. I ain't talking no more. Guyana got things, we growing wings and developing things. The government real and that's a big deal. I'm singing from my heart, Guyana. I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. One Guyana. I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. Welcome to Guyana, land of 6 races, 6 different faces, and we all live in love. Guyana is a beautiful country, no other can compare. Got everything right here, so no other can compare. Guyana is made up of so many natural resources. We don't need no forces, cause we got enough resources. Let's talk about bauxite, gold, diamond, and rice. We got it right here. Guyana ain't going nowhere. We got enough oil to one Guyana. I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. One Guyana. I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I... This is Quincy Anderson. You know I love my country. There's no other country better than mine. Welcome to Guyana, land of 6 races, 6 different faces, and we all live in love. Guyana is a beautiful country, no other can compare. Got everything right here, so no other can compare. Guyana is made up of so many natural resources. We don't need no forces, cause we got enough resources. Let's talk about bauxite, gold, diamond, and rice. We got it right here. Guyana ain't going nowhere. We got enough oil to one Guyana. I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. One Guyana. I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. Hey, hey, Guyana is nice, Guyana is fun, Guyana is clean, Guyana is green, Guyana got oil, Guyana got gold, Guyana got young and Guyana got old. I ain't talking no more. Guyana got things, we growing wings and developing things. The government real and that's a big deal. I'm singing from my heart, Guyana. I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. One Guyana. I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. Welcome to Guyana, land of 6 races, 6 different faces, and we all live in love. Guyana is a beautiful country, no other can compare. Got everything right here, so no other can compare. Guyana is made up of so many natural resources. We don't need no forces, cause we got enough resources. Let's talk about bauxite, gold, diamond, and rice. We got it right here. Guyana ain't going nowhere. We got enough oil to one Guyana. I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. One Guyana. I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I...
Bire mazak wura nogong. Morawia komano tiji ningai. Bire mazak wura nogong. Morawia komano tiji ningai.
We are one Guyana, a place of peace, a place of love. We are one Guyana, it's paradise, it's our world.
the low coastal plains. Plenty rice and sugar cane. Same Guyanese blood in our vein. So make we burn out the hatred, time for erasing. Can't make that destroy. 6 races I share the same space in this 83,000 square miles.
We are one Guyana, a place of peace, a place of love. We are one Guyana, it's paradise, it's our world.
Brother is a brother, no matter which religion is you. Could a Buddhist, Christian, Muslim, Hindu. Sister is a sister, real and true. One big water culture brew.
And all of we together could really make this dream come true. Of a brighter Guyana for me and you. Ocean to mountains, hear this tune. Take it cool.
We are one Guyana, a place of peace, a place of love. We are one Guyana, it's paradise, it's our world. Love runs deep like a beautiful rivers for Guyana. Oh, and when we stand as one, mighty like Mount Jerima, for Guyana, for Guyana. Our life would be beautiful, just like Guyana. She's blessed us with her own, just got to embrace her. Say, one and alone can't love, so let's put our hands together. Give her a standing ovation, this great nation, a little gem of this world, yeah. A place of peace, a place of love. We are one Guyana, it's paradise, it's our world. We are one Guyana, a place of peace, a place of love. We are one Guyana, it's paradise, it's our
Bire mazak wuro nogong. Morawia kok manoro tijik nikai.
We are one Guyana, a place of peace, a place of love. We are one Guyana, it's paradise, it's our world. A place of love. We are one Guyana, it's paradise, it's our world.
Yeah, some are we born on the hills, some on the low coastal plains. Plenty rice and sugar cane. Same Guyanese blood in our vein. So make we burn out the hatred, time for erasing. Can't make that destroy. 6 races I share the same space in this 83,000 square miles.
We are one Guyana, a place of peace, a place of love.
Sister, brother, no matter which religion is you, could a Buddhist, Christian, Muslim, Hindu. Sister is a sister, real and true. One big part of culture brew.
And all of we together could really make this dream come true of a brighter Guyana for me and you. Ocean to mountains, hear this tune. Take it cool.
We are one Guyana, place of peace, a place of love. We are one Guyana, it's paradise, it's our world. Love runs deep like a beautiful rivers. For Guyana.
Good morning, good morning, good morning to all the persons tuned in to another episode of Livewire with yours truly, Comrade Courdel Jones, taking you through the paces for the next hour. I'd like to apologize to all our viewers who've logged on already for the late start. I was getting some information. I like to keep you all up to date with current information and not information that 10 or 15 days old or not factual like the opposition information. You understand? So, good morning to everybody tuned in already. I see Jamila, Shazim, Quincy Anderson. Big up yourself, Quincy Anderson. Guys, don't forget this Sunday reality check with Quincy Anderson. He'll be having the fire chief on there and they'll be discussing various aspects in relation to the fire service, fire prevention, things like that. So look out for that reality check every Sunday, 3 to 4 p.m. But this Sunday, it will be 3 to 4 p.m. with the current fire chief, Mr. Gregory Wickham. He will be on the program there with Quincy. So that's something for you guys to look out to. Good morning to you, Sally Jones, Philip Outar, Shakila Bridgelal. How are you? What's going on in Essequibo? Jackie Bourne, Lance Henry, Soma Bipat. Mr. Hale, what's going on, champ? What's going on with you all as well? Must make some contact with me to let me know if I got through with that stuff that we spoke about. If not, so I could do some follow-up. RM Singh, Keith Adams, Dad Morning, Pam Singh, Jillian Lewis, Miss Ramcharan, Randolph Khan, Taras O'Brien. Good morning to everybody. Good morning. Thank you all for joining us. I got some information for y'all. Yesterday we had dancing on the program, Councillor Dancing, and he highlighted to us the current financial situation at City Hall. There's no budget for this year. And he's basically highlighted to us that there's no plan on how to generate resources so that City Hall could take up its responsibility in managing the affairs of the capital city, right? He also would have shared with us that the audits or a holistic audit of City Hall has not been done in a very long time. And before I continue, I'd like to ask persons who are on here just to share the live so that we could have more persons have access to this bit of information. Just share the live on whatever platform you're on, wherever you're looking at us on, whether it's Facebook or YouTube. Share the live. Good morning to the persons tuning in from the news desk there in Region 6. Happy to have you guys on the program. So as I was saying, he expressed that they were not holistic audits for almost 10 years at City Hall. So there's no clue of where they've been, where they're going, and how they're going to get there. He highlighted to us as well that yesterday would have been the first, I guess, statutory meeting with the mayor, the substantive mayor, because until he's sworn in by the president, he's mayor-elect. So he is now the full-fledged mayor of the capital city of Georgetown. And he was looking forward to having a good statutory meeting because he would have mentioned that the mayor would have indicated that they are willing to work. They want to be bipartisan. They'd like to move the country forward in a positive direction. Now, that meeting happened yesterday. And based on the information I received, The mayor gave a lofty speech at the beginning of again claiming that he's going to be working together with the other councillors on the People's Progressive Party side, and and wanting to move Georgetown forward and be bipartisan. That was the gist of the speech, not word for word. Then lo and behold, we have the opposition, or the PNC APNU side of the city council, moving a completely different direction from the person who is leading them. Now, I would think if Mr. Mentor is the mayor of Georgetown, he is in control of his councillors, his APNU councillors. You understand me? Anyway, the committees were going to be selected. And guess what? Instead of you have proper representation, again, just like the finance committee, the APNU PNC takes 6 out of the 7 seats on the committee. So at the end of the day, whether they're doing something wrong or right, the PNC councillors have no power to fix or address. They could probably just come and highlight in the media and on platforms like this to let people know the foolishness that they're doing there, right? Then I was reliably informed that, well, listen, just let me let y'all know, when these people see former Mayor Chase Green, I don't know, like, this go crazy. They go crazy when they see this lady. This lady has made her choice, you understand? And she's supporting something different now. But it's like they go crazy. So they were electing, I think it was a welfare committee or some social work committee, something of the sort. And the PVP councillors suggested the former mayor, now Councillor Green. And the whole place went up into uproar. You understand? Almost 45 minutes of the citizenry's time. That time where they could have been discussing better garbage collection, they could have been discussing better drainage, they could have been discussing how to work with government to get better roads or something of the sort. They spent it rowing over the fact that the PVPC councillors put forward the former mayor, Ms. Chase Green, to be on the committee. Mind you, they are taking 6 out of the 7 seats on these committees. 6 out of the 7 seats. But y'all know, the former mayor is not a pushover. She's not a pushover. You understand? So they don't want her on the committees because she knows 2801 by heart, like the back of her hand. She could recite it and she could ups them. So they don't want her on the committees. So just like the finance committee, you have Dancing there alone, right? You have Dancing there alone. And he can only highlight the nonsense that they're doing, like the fact that they made me a mentor, a signatory for vouchers, the ex officio member of all committees that fall under City Hall. The ex officio member is now a signatory to vouchers. And again, I put it to y'all, this could be a plot to raise money to hold the meeting. They don't want to collect critic money. It's out embarrassment. They don't want to collect critic money. So trouble in City Hall. Now, why wouldn't you want somebody with as much experience as the former Mayor Chase Green on these committees to either give ideas, guidance, how to better whatever the committee doing? You understand me? And that's fine, Derek. You could head over to there whenever it starts. I mean, you'd be over there looking at nothing because they ain't got nothing playing over there, Alfred. So you could head over there. But they got nothing to head over there too. So what are we going to do? But anyway, back to the point. And information and not just rhetoric. So, as I was saying, the former Mayor Chase Green has a wealth of knowledge of 2801. She has a wealth of knowledge of the operations of the city council. So why would you not want to have her on these committees? Why would a mayor preach bipartisanship and then in the next instance um have your councillors show that they cannot be impartial, or they cannot stick to what you have put forward as their leader on the council, to say, hey, we're going to work together? Is this how they plan to work together for the Guyanese people? Well, the citizens of the capital city? Is this how they plan to get things back in order for citizens of the capital city? So here we have again the PNC, APNU showing that they're unwilling to do anything in the interest of the Guyanese people, and in this case, the citizens of the capital city. And we will continue to see this in New Amsterdam. We will see this in Linden, and thank God there's gonna be a change in Bartica. There was a change in Madi as well. So let's us look at how these new PPPC town councils are formed, and how they are working, and let's see what happens in the 3 years that they have, and then compare that to the last 3 years of the PNC councils that were there, and then people could make a choice. That is why I often say to people, in the interest of having evidence to show, it is good that some of these councils, especially Bartica and Madia, will have an opportunity to show what they can do, in 3 years to lift these communities, and to actually have persons see how they were neglected under the PNC APNU crew. Morning to DJ Fresh, aka Councillor Kevin Day, doing wonderful work, recently elected. Morning to Mr. Kevin George as well, doing wonderful work there in the Guyana Police Force. So keep it up, brothers. Keep it up, and keep pushing, in whichever sectors you guys are working in. So morning to those guys. Morning again to all the persons tuning in. Moving on from City Hall, because sad situation over there. I jumping right into my donkey of the day. Folks. I go to give it to Alfred Dorick, but I see like he gone. So I can give it to, I was going to give it to in the first place. Today's donkey of the day goes to Aubrey Norton. The donkey of the day goes to Aubrey Norton, and I know sometimes you feel we should give it to him every day, because this man in full donkey behavior. You understand? Now, let me tell you how I giving Aubrey Norton donkey of the day today. So Aubrey Norton was speaking at a forum for, oh my gosh, African emancipation. Let me get the right thing for you. Right. So he was speaking at the forum for African emancipation. Given the fact that it is August and we just had emancipation, the Coffee 250 group held a symposium or something, and they had Aubrey Norton, they had Nigel Hughes, I think Vincent Alexander from Apology, and a couple other persons talking nonsense as normal. But this is why I'm giving Aubrey the donkey of the day. No, Aubrey Norton, during his speech, delved into economic and educational challenges faced by the African Guyanese community, mentioning the removal of free education, the restriction of scholarship offers, and the intentional marginalization. Now, in this first section alone, Aubrey, you hold this donkey of the day. Anyway, let me deal with this, folks, before I continue. Just give me a quick second. People. I really am. not in the mood for this morning. So just let me deal with it, and then we can move on. Wow. And that's the end of you. Good. So we could continue now. We need no distractions over here. Yeah. So as I was saying, we're dealing with Aubrey. Aubrey is the whole of our Donkey of the Day award for the 15th of August, 2023. And why I was saying he's the Donkey of the Day, whilst he was speaking at this symposium or forum or whatever it is Coffee 250 had, whilst talking about economic and educational challenges faced by the African community, he mentioned the removal of free education and the restriction of scholarship offers and the intentional marginalization of Afro Guyanese in the education system. Now, where is Aubrey Norton living? Where is Aubrey Norton getting this information from that he's putting out there? That is what I'm trying to understand. If anybody remembers, UG fees were raised during the coalition. The fees for the University of Guyana, I can't remember the correct percentage, but the fees for University of Guyana were raised during the coalition. A lot of the taxes that were taken off of computer items and certain educational material were put back on by the coalition. When they took off the 2% off of the VAT, they add 200 more taxes on certain items that were non-taxable under the previous PPP administration in 2015 year. I think the Donald Ramtar administration. Right? Scholarships under the coalition were for the bigwigs, the ministers and the children, not the regular man. Where is Aubrey Norton living? Where is he getting his information from? The amount of scholarships that the average Guyanese currently has access to was unheard of under the coalition. Where's Aubrey getting this information from? Where is he getting this information from? Other than the Bertram Collins College, and I like to mention that because it got Collins on the end, and sometimes them Collins is irritate me, but still they got one and two good ones. The Bertram Collins College. Aubrey, what was the purpose? Other than that, what have you guys done to increase accessibility to education 2015 to 2020? How could Aubrey Norton stand at a podium and mention these things? Aubrey Norton very well knows when his party was in government. He was the advisor to the president on youth. All Aubrey Norton is the advisor on youth, right? But we're looking past that. We're looking past this age. What was his advice? Every weekend, all Aubrey doing is shuttling a set of people to Kurukuru. Not Kurukuru. Oh gosh. This facility next to the racetrack that's owned by Culture Youth and Sport. Oh my goodness. I can't remember, but it's like a little camping ground. You could go on a whole conference and seminars there. Good morning to you, Tiziano. I hope the sun ease up on you in Bartica today. I know you've been complaining about the heat. But that's all they did. They went there every weekend, spending up the government money, carrying people up there, giving them certificates that even locals ain't recognizing, in a set of stupidness. How many of those persons, Aubrey, that you could go to now and say, okay, 300 people that we used to carry up here on a weekend are gainfully employed with these skills that we would have imparted on them? You should do an assessment like that to see if you're making or if you made sense back then. You understand? These persons that we took, what is the name of the facility? Oh my goodness. If anyone on this program from President Youth Award, that facility next to Redwater Creek, if you could remind me the name, just off the race course, the South Dakota race, the race course there to Mary. If anybody remembers the name, just throw it up in the comments there for me. if you could help me. But as I was saying, if you could show us any of those persons who are now gainfully employed with those skills that they would have learned, from going to these places with under the coalition. Is there anybody who could show me somebody from the Bertram College of Public Service that probably elevate up PS now or something because of the training that they would have um, garnered there? And don't even let me go to PS. Just show me somebody in the public service system that go through the course at Bertram College that just doing well. We don't want you at no high position. That just doing well. No, Aubrey. No, nothing of the sort. Nothing of the sort. There's nothing for you to show. You understand? There's nothing for you to show. So I like persons to remember what the coalition used to offer Guyanese back in the day. What they would have offered Guyanese back in the day. That is why I say, Aubrey Norton, you hold this donkey of the day. You hold this donkey of the day. You understand me? You hold this donkey of the day. Now, he went on to discuss the manipulation of fear and the creation of hopelessness within communities, as well as the role of entertainment in promoting certain narratives. Now, listen to me. Donkey of the day. Donkey of the day. What are you talking about hopelessness in communities? The amount of hope Guyanese have right now, Aubrey, it will ensure that your party does not get into power for the next 2, 3, 4 decades with the amount of hope. Especially communities that are supportive of the PNC, APNU. Right? So you're trying to tell me that West Le Penitence and all boys don't feeling hopelessness with that boulevard that's there? That's what you're trying to tell me? That area is experiencing hopelessness with that brand new boulevard that is there? All those roads that are being done in our community, they are feeling hopeless, Aubrey? You see why I get donkey today? You can tell me the people in Sapphire with them roads that getting done in there, the new Blacker Bridge, the North Sapphire Community Center, they feeling hopelessness right now? You're trying to tell me the persons who are benefiting from part-time jobs across the regions, they're feeling hopelessness? Think about it. Those persons weren't working. They now have a job. They're now getting an income. And they're feeling hopeless, Aubrey. More Afro-Guyanese contractors employed than ever before, especially 2015 to 2020. Those Afro-Guyanese contractors feeling hopelessness, Aubrey? That's what you're trying to tell us today? Those Afro-Guyanese contractors are feeling hopelessness? I really doubt it, my brother. I really doubt it. The Londoners that are about to get the new bridge across the river, the Londoners that are about to get the new Letham to Linden Road, the Londoners who are experiencing part-time jobs, the Londoners who get back the call center, the Londoners who got the LHC under the PPP, the labor office, the roads, Amelia's Ward, Black Pet 22, the desalinization plant in Amelia's Ward. Those people feeling hopelessness? Who is Aubrey Norton talking about? Who is Aubrey Norton talking about? Who is being marginalized? Where are these Afro-Guyanese? This is just like the claim during the LGE elections. This is just like the claim between the LG elections. You're paying people to wear jerseys, but you can't find not one soul, even one of your supporters, to come out and say, they give me 10,000 to wear a jersey. Not a soul you can come out, or you can have come out and say publicly, I was paid to wear a jersey or paid to vote. But because you see the work being done by these PVPC activists, and candidates during that period. You're trying to disrespect your ex-followers by saying the only way they can change their mind from you is with little money. And I think that's major disrespect to Afro-Guyanese, because you're trying to say Afro-Guyanese don't have a brain of their own. And you're out of order, sir. So again, donkey of the day to you. Donkey of the day to you, Aubrey Norton. Donkey of the day to you. And that foolishness that you're putting out in the public. Hopelessness in communities. That was under your tenure, sir. The former government's tenure. AP and UAFC. Hopelessness. All the money spending on skills that we ain't getting, are taking some trip somewhere without any benefits to Guyanese. Hopelessness is a 3-lane Demerara River crossing. That's hopelessness, Aubrey. Right? That is hopelessness. That is hopelessness. No vision for the future. That is hopelessness, sir. The coalition, that is hopelessness. The APNU, hopelessness. You can't even call the PNC hopelessness, because the PNC is a totally different definition. That's just worries. That's just worries on its own. Worries by itself. You understand? He then went on to further discuss the strategies and tactics. Allegedly, this is what he's alleging the PVP used to dominate and control African Guyanese communities. What strategies is this, Aubrey? Actually going into the communities and meeting the people and doing the work? That's the strategies you're talking about? Because basically that's what the government is doing, the Irfanali-led government, especially the president himself. Going into these communities, listening to persons. You understand me? Listening to persons and then addressing their issues. Is that the tactics and strategies that you're talking about, Aubrey? Because, that's what you're supposed to do as a politician. You understand? The people put you there to look out for their interests. They vote for you to be in opposition, Aubrey, to look out for their interests. That is what they voted for you to do. So instead of you lock up in your office, go to those same people who don't like you and try to convince them to like you. You might have to try and work on your smile. I remember some video I saw what you saying that your face don't allow you to smile. But all I'm saying to you, brother, the strategy and tactics that are being used by this Irfan Ali-led government is called groundwork. Communicating with the people, listening to their needs, and most important, addressing the needs of the people, Aubrey. Addressing the needs of the people. That means you can't send a cardboard out there to greet nobody. You understand what I mean? You can't send a cardboard out there to greet anybody. You got to send either the president or the ministers or officials who are actually able to action. Madawini, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Nalisa. Thank you so much. Madawini, Aubrey. Them people used to carry to Madawini every weekend doing nothing there. Worries, donkey of the day. You show me at least 5 persons who are successful at whatever they learned there, and gainfully and earning money from whatever they would have learned there at Madawini. Every weekend, bus loads of people. Bus loads of, and then too. Anyway, I ain't gonna go into that. But yes, the Madawini campsite. That's the name of the place. Every weekend, I hold 2-3 30-seater buses of persons up to Madawini. To do what? And now that we're on, time has passed since they would have gotten their certification. What are they doing now, Aubrey? They're experiencing a feeling of hopelessness. Could it be those persons you carry to train at Madawini? Could they be the persons you're talking about that are experiencing hopelessness right now? because whatever it is you claim to train them in, they can't use to make a cent. That that is what I'd like you to focus on, Aubrey. Finding persons to show us that you were successful in engaging these youths as the advisor to the president on youth or to the minister, whoever he was advising. I'd like you to find some of those youth and um, show us how those initiatives have positively impacted those persons, right? Back to strategies and tactics. So again, if you're talking about groundwork and engaging the communities and addressing their needs, I would agree. Those are the strategies and tactics being used by the People's Progressive Party Civic to engage Afro-Guyanese communities. And not just, excuse me, not just Afro-Guyanese communities, communities across the country, Afro-Indo, mix, Amo, Chinese, Portuguese, whichever community you want to call it, that's the same strategy across the board. Same strategy across the board, engaging with the community and ensuring that those issues that are raised are addressed. He went on to talk about um, the PPP manipulating communities and also controlling key institutions like the police and defense forces. Oh my goodness. Mind you, the police and the defense forces are predominantly Afro-Guyanese. Predominantly Afro-Guyanese. Pred- Predominantly Afro-Guyanese persons are in the joint services. That is known. That is known. So if it is a case where you're saying that the PPP is manipulating these institutions, why would you take away the 1 month bonus? Or did you view that as a manipulation? Police who putting their lives on the line every day to ensure there's some sort of law and order in the city or in the country. Uh, right? Good morning to Councillor Chase Green. Thank you for joining the live. So, come on, Aubrey. Come on. Come on. Stop your nonsense, sir. You stop your nonsense. So, folks, today our donkey of the day is none other than the honorable leader of the opposition, Mr. Aubrey C. Norton. Donkey of the day. Stop talking nonsense around the place. Go and read a book. I had a photo of him reading a book. I ain't gonna throw that up. I ain't trying to get in no trouble on this life. Yeah, it's trouble. Anyway, onwards, onwards, onwards. I'm gonna see if I could have the former mayor on the program tomorrow to discuss in detail what took place at City Hall. So as you guys remember, told y'all, manipulation at City Hall. That's what Bruce Norton should talk about, right? The manipulation is happening there at City Hall, and those blank vouchers that could possibly be signed because of the selected and the not elected mayor, who doesn't have the interest of the citizenry at heart. But onwards to the development, onwards to the progress, and onwards to the work of the government, the Irfanali-led government. So we're going to head over to Region 1. A $20 million water supply system was commissioned at Kobana Region 1. This system has significantly improved access to potable water for the community, increasing the coverage from 10% to 95%. 10% to 95%. I bet you Aubrey can say that that's bad. I'm telling you, you can say that's bad. Or you would, I'm sure the AP and you might think that 10% is better than the 95, because you know them on numbers. You know them on numbers. So we see an increase of coverage from 10% to 95%. The water system includes a 34-meter deep well that was drilled by the Guyana Water Corporation, Guyana Water Incorporated, GWI, in-house team using a recently acquired pack rig. So look, usually GWI was contracting person to do wells for them. They bought their own equipment. That's what we want to see at City Hall. You buy your own equipment, buy your garbage trucks and them things and go and do your work, just like GWI and Ministry of Housing and them. Buy your equipment and go and do your work. And stop talking nonsense when you go to these functions just for talking sake. In addition to the well, the project encompassed the installation of a distribution network, a photovoltaic pump system, and a storage system, and a perimeter fence. The work was supervised by GWI with input from the village. For the 22 households on the outskirts of the village that aren't connected to the main water system, the Honorable Minister, Colin Crowell, committed to supplying tanks for rainwater harvesting by the end of the month. You understand me? By the end of the month, those who are on the outskirts of the village that not on the network, they can get some tanks. The initiative is a part of GWI's 5-year strategic plan aimed at achieving complete water coverage for hinterland and riverine communities by 2025. Look how much things planning to be done by 2025. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. What gonna happen to these people at these elections coming up? Oh geez. Minister Kroll noted that when he took office in 2020, Region 1 had a water coverage of 43% in 2020. The entire region had water coverage of 43%. By 2022, this had increased to 75%. And with the ongoing plans, the coverage is projected to reach 80% this year at the end of 2023. 80% coverage in Region 1 there. Other communities that are set to benefit from new water systems includes Wauna, Kamwata, and this other village here. I'm not too sure the name, so I'm not going to try. But there's another village there, people. So I know of several villages because I went to St. Cuthbert when they did the extension there. I know they did one in Maracaibo, and they're working all across the communities. Minister Rodriguez and Minister Kroll have been fanning out to these communities to check on these systems, commission them, and it's almost every week they're in a different region doing something. So how could we say that selective blindness? You understand? Again, I reiterate, efforts like these underlines the government's commitment to fulfilling promises and prioritizing the well-being of its citizens. Is that not the role of government? Is that not the role of the opposition as well? Fulfilling promises they made, but they couldn't probably deliver because they're not in office. But prioritizing the well-being of its citizens, despite however you might feel about the person in government right now. That's not what they're supposed to be doing. That's not what we should expect from our elected officials, that they have us as citizens, our best interests at heart. Minister Kroll emphasized that resources from the oil and gas sector are being used to support social services such as water supply improvement, with around 900 residents benefiting from improved water access. Richard Chan Jailal, GWI's Hinterland Services Director, encouraged the community to take care of the newly established water system for its long-term benefits. In the current 4 years, in the current year, the government has allocated 1.4 billion, right? 1.4 billion for drilling wells and establishing water distribution networks in the hinterland regions. Come on, people. Come on, people. Y'all remember how the opposition spoke of the hinterland communities, Region 8, Region 9. Y'all remember how supporters of the opposition spoke about indigenous persons? I saw a video of Valda Lawrence calling indigenous persons the B word. I would even mention it here, even if I'm repeating it. Y'all remember, y'all remember persons tied to the opposition in the diaspora making videos talking about what them people doing for the country, left them, let us suffer. Y'all remember these things? And they're talking about division and manipulation and that kind of thing. These people could be for real. Y'all think about it, you know. Think about it. The same people who keep talking about race, division, and marginalization, dividing and marginalizing indigenous people in this country. The former president's wife is an indigenous person. Just to show you the respect they have for the indigenous people. That's to show you the respect they have for the indigenous people. What kind of development in an indigenous community we could look to under the coalition? I even think they said if they want oil and gas resources, they can't increase land titling or something of the sort. They were saying to the indigenous people when they were in power. You understand? So somebody's asking for, or if anybody from Digicel is working, well, looking at the program, persons are asking that Digicel to upgrade their tower in Matthews Ridge, so that people in Big Creek can get good signal too. Big Creek is a area close to Matthews Ridge. So Digicel, anybody looking there, you guys please do some work on the tower there. The persons at Big Creek, they're not receiving good signal from the tower. So hopefully, Chilean, Chilean. Well, I mean, she look Amerindian to me. I don't know. She looks Amerindian to me, but I can leave that one alone. I can leave that one alone. Right? We're moving on to Region 6. So in Region 6, there was the first set of, actually, no. There is a new health center worth 38 million that was commissioned at Fort Ordnance Region 6. The commissioning of the health center aims to provide easier access to healthcare services to residents of Fort Ordnance and surrounding communities. Again, and I spoke about this on a previous program. Government's commitment to increasing increasing facilities in the public healthcare system. You understand? That foolishness about government trying to privatize healthcare makes no sense when we continue to see government invest in public facilities. Just like this one, 38 million at Fort Ordnance, right? Dr. Frank Anthony, the Minister of Health, was there at the commissioning ceremony. He highlighted that government's commitment to decentralizing healthcare services to enhance efficiency and comfort is to enhance efficiency and comfort for citizens. He mentioned that government is dedicated to transforming the healthcare system into a world-class one, which involves improving various aspects of healthcare infrastructure. Minister Anthony noted that the Ministry of Health had secured a supplementary budget of 100 billion to allocate 100 million to each region for the rehabilitation of healthcare facilities and the enhancement of living facilities for healthcare workers. 100 billion. So every region getting 100 million towards rehabilitation works. Government in looking into healthcare. Which country these people living in on the other side of the fence? Which country are B. Norton living in? Which country Valda Lawrence them living in? How is this not persons benefiting? How is this not citizens benefiting from Guyana's resources? When we continue to see investment in all sectors. He also mentioned, this is the Minister of Health, Dr. Frank Anthony. He also mentioned the increasing demand for healthcare workers due to the construction of numerous health facilities. David Armagon, the regional chairman, explained that the idea of constructing the health center emerged due to the growing population in the region. The decision to build the healthcare to build a health center was based on factors like the increasing population and the proximity to the nearest healthcare facility. He urged the community members to take responsibility for maintaining the health center and its surroundings. And some persons might think, or some persons might jump up right in the opposition to say that um um to say that to say that there is no care for the comment throw me off. I gotta stop looking at these comments. The comments throw me off. But um persons might want to say that it's not their responsibility to look after the health center and its surroundings. It's government. You're using it. The government will play its part. But if you see people dumping there, you see people doing stupidness to the facility, you gotta let somebody know. You gotta make it known. You understand? You gotta look out for that. Because at the end of the day, this is a facility that you use. So I think it's that point or that direction he's coming from. The people in the community need to care the things in your community. Take, for instance, I want to jump back to this boulevard in All Boys Town there. So the boulevard is the boulevard was built, persons are accessing it. Come on, people. Take care of it, man. I see one of the tabletops break already. I don't know who put some wire chairs or something in there. Come on, people. Let's try to take care of the facility. Let's try our best to take care of that facility there in West Penitence and on the border there of All Boys Town. Right? That is for y'all. They got persons who are engaging in economic activity there. That space is created for y'all. So if you see persons dumping garbage or breaking up the plants or stealing the plants, you have a right to say something. You have a right to look out for your interest because that area there that was created has enhanced your property value. So you are benefiting. So anybody who breaks that up or does anything to that, it's not in your interest, right? So I'm encouraging persons to please ensure that people look after these facilities that government is putting in place so that the citizens can be comfortable. You ain't got to go far to get health care. You ain't got to go far to sit down and relax with your family in a safe environment that's conducive for that, right? So please try and take care of these facilities as best as we can, right? Um, the new facility that's at Fort Ordnance there is equipped with a midwife, nurses, and a recently graduated pharmacy assistant. Its establishment is expected to improve healthcare access and services for residents of Fort Ordnance and neighboring areas. No, this is what I was talking about earlier. Still on Region 6, there was a sense of excitement and accomplishment by the first batch of 29 young individuals graduating from the pharmacy assistant course there in Region 6. The Ministry of Health, through the Health Science Education Division, offered this a 9-month course, and the graduation ceremony took place at the regional health facility in New Amsterdam. Minister Frank Anthony was on hand. He congratulated the graduates and encouraged them to continue their journey of success. He emphasized that completing the pharmacy assistant course is just the beginning and urged them to consider pursuing further education and specialization in the field. Minister Anthony mentioned the availability of a 3-year pharmacy program at the University of Guyana and encouraged graduates to think about pursuing a master's or a PhD degree. Minister Anthony highlighted the significant impact that the graduates would have on the healthcare sector in Region 6. He explained that the Ministry of Health is focused on training individuals to work in the health sector and contribute to the development of health services. Again, the regional chairman was on hand and he addressed the graduates, urging them to maintain the kind of attitude towards patients a kind attitude, to maintain a kind attitude towards patients, and to contribute to creating a positive and healthy working environment for themselves and their other colleagues. So hats off to those persons who graduated there in Region 6. You are going to be in the healthcare system now, adding, complementing what is already there. And I think that's very important. Um, what more can I say? What more can I say? The government is continuing to ensure persons are trained. The government is continuing to ensure that we have persons to fill certain gaps that are being created by the expanding of Guyana's uh, sectors and industries. What more we could ask for? Again, I want to remind persons in Region 6, a lot of stuff happening in Region 6. I want to remind persons in Region 6 that BIT is going to be having their training program where you can take part for 3 months and become certified as a heavy equipment operator, right? And this is something that is really needed in the country right now, especially in the oil and gas sector and the other sectors that are agriculture and the construction sector. These types of personnel are needed, right? So learn how to become a heavy duty equipment operator, get certified by the Board of Industrial Training. This is BIT, as I said. This falls under the purview of the Minister of Labor, the Honorable Joseph Hamilton. And the deadline for applications is Monday, August 21, 2023. Applicants must be at least 18 years old. The training venue will be the Upper Quarantine Industrial Training Center. The duration is 3 months. The starting date is the 28th of August 2023. Now, if you're interested in picking up applications, you could get them at the Regional Democratic Council, Region 6. You could get them at the Cariveton Town Council. You could get them at the Upper Quarantine Industrial Training Center. You can uplift application there, and this is also where the training venue will be. You could get them at the Mida Tagore NDC. You could get them at the 6374 NDC, the Crabwood Creek, Molson Creek NDC, Good Hope and the number 51 NDC, the Macedonia Chopper NDC, Bushlot Adventure NDC, the number 52 to 62 NDC, and the Black Bush Polar, the Black Bush Polar NDC. And this is for the heavy duty equipment operator course being offered by BIT, which is completely free of cost. So please, persons in Region 6, farmers, fishermen who are looking to diversify, you're probably not interested in farming anymore. You're unable dealing with drought and flooding and all this other stuff. You don't want to fish no more. You have an opportunity to learn a new skill in an industry where, oh my goodness, there is demand for excavator operators like whoa. You don't have to worry about it. You don't have to worry about it. So persons in Region 6, please take a chance to benefit from these opportunities. Quickly before I go, I want to say thanks to our sponsors, iSecure Security Service Inc., for ensuring that we're here every morning live with you guys, and also Builders First Choice Construction Company, ensuring that we're here live every morning, supporting Livewire and supporting the Dream Team Productions. So thank you to the sponsors. Thank you for all the persons who would usually tune into the program. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Listen, if y'all guys, anybody coming here to hate, y'all need to go in a different direction. I'm pulling a critic now, blocking people like me head ain't good. So if you're not coming here, and I'm not blocking you if you are raising an issue, I'm not blocking you if you have a different view from me. But if you're coming here to make problems, I can block you right away. Because sometimes, and I'm telling you guys, in most cases, y'all really, some of you really don't know what you're talking about. And that's the sad thing. And it's sad that, persons are so easily led astray by others. And that's about that. Special good morning to the Dream Team. Those guys doing a wonderful job. They're organizing a, what is it? Gosh, actually gonna knuckle me. So the Dream Team is organizing a, what would you call that? A distribution. They're doing some packages for some secondary school students. We're doing some packages for some secondary school students, and that's coming along nicely. So hats off to you guys. Keep up the good work, Dream Team. The guys up there in Bartica, Delroy, Tiziano, Tracy, Diana, Earring, our mayor, Mr. Anthony Murray, all the other persons up there. Lyra, good morning to you. I know I keep forgetting you, but I do remember the name, but still after the fact. So this morning, I give you a shout out. Good morning to Lyra and her daughters up there in Bartica. Everybody who tunes in from wherever you're tuning in from, whether it's abroad or locally, have a wonderful day. Stay out of trouble. Watch the road. They got a lot of crazy drivers out there. I think about 4 of my friends, including me, have been in accidents for the week. So, try to be careful on the roadways out there. Look out for persons who are not looking out for you. Okay, look out for those persons. Anytime you guys want to call into the program to express your views, whether it's opposing or if you're concurring with me, it doesn't matter. You could call on 671-6228. I'm willing to take a call and listen to your side, but we got to do it in a respectful manner and that kind of thing. People, you come here for information. If they got a little excitement in between, sure, no problem. But my whole point of coming here every morning is to bring information to you, the Guyanese people, and to debunk the nonsense of the opposition. Anything other than that, not really concerned with. So once you guys are happy with the information that I'm presenting, that's all I'm concerned with, right? That's all I'm concerned with. So that's it for this show. Tomorrow, I'm going to try to have the former mayor, Councillor Patricia Chase Green. I'm going to try to have her on the program to discuss what happened yesterday at the first statutory meeting. Wow, at the first statutory meeting at City Hall there, and some of the craziness. Parvati, oh no, Parvati said my ice pass donkeys. Oh my goodness. Good morning to Pride Backers. Good morning to Pride Backers. I hear them people got the humps on the way. It's gonna be there shortly. I made a call yesterday. So your issue is going to be addressed shortly. Just bear up a little more with City Hall for lapsing and central government for filling the gap. Right? So thank you everybody for joining the program this morning. Nice turnout. Our following growing. As you guys know, this is a new program, and we're here every morning from 7 to 8 bringing you the information. So until tomorrow, this is Courdel Jones saying bye, be safe. Remember, we're one Guyana. Don't listen to persons who are trying to divide us. Don't listen to persons who are trying to mislead you. Google is your friend. Somebody used to say this is Googleable information. Anything you hear from the opposition, you Google it. Google it, and I bet you'll be surprised. Right? I bet you'll be surprised. Until tomorrow, bye for now.
Place of love. We are one Guyana. It's paradise. It's one world.
Brother is a brother, no matter which religion is you. Could a Buddhist, Christian, Muslim, Hindu. Sister is a sister, real and true. One big water culture brew.
And all of we together could really make this dream come true of a brighter Guyana for me and you. Ocean to mountains, hear this tune. Take it cool.
We are one Guyana. A place of peace, a place of love. We are one Guyana. runs deep like a beautiful rivers for Guyana. Oh, and when we stand as one mighty like Mount Jerima for Guyana.